Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our studio, and thank you for being with me this afternoon. I wanted to introduce a painting as a work in progress. I don't normally do that, but given our special circumstances, many of us sequestered, quarantined at home and taking care of others and things and taking care of ourselves and maybe our creative lives, I wanted to share a little bit more about this painting, The Great Turn. This is a painting that I've been wanting to manifest for many years, and it took a very special collector to encourage the development of this piece a couple of years ago. And then Adam Jones from Tool called me up and involved me in the Fear Inoculum artwork. And this piece, The Great Turn, became part of the package in the video for that. So I want to thank Tool and all the Tool fans and everything that have all helped to push this painting forward. And so I wanted to share some of the sketches and things that I have been developing for this. Now, evidently, for years in my sketchbooks, I've been having these kind of two-sided figures that are, one's pulling against the other. And so it's the sense of our polarized being, and just the zeitgeist over the last few years has really got me thinking about this whole idea. And so it came kind of condensed into this figure that we've been calling D.M. Turner, in love of our one of the old psychonauts there. But this figure is trying to make the turn towards something better, a better world, a sense of interconnectedness and things like this. And this one's just kind of falling and just coming apart and stuff. And then I started to see the whole of space, was kind of, there was a turn, some pivot point where the character was reaching up, and there began to be like more arms and things like that. So there's kind of like this tracers of arms. And so then it got a little more elaborate, and this web became more jewel-like and things, and a lot more complex. And the head started to define itself a little bit more, and I took it to a study for The Great Turn. And so here I could develop the whole web around the figure, the kind of the aura of the figure, and the sense that there is a hole going on down here and then a portal of light coming up there. And the turning point, this kind of moral pivot, is really what The Great Turn is all about. What will it take? What decision will it take to turn us, toward the light and toward birthing something coming from the truth of spirit and from love and from a sense of connection. This is a being that stands for a part of all of us, for a condition of the soul. And this polarized being is still one being. And so it felt like it was important to have a sense of inclusiveness of all the emotions and all the states of our current being, and feel united as a human family, and the possibility of our creating a sustainable relationship with each other and with the planet. So these were all the kind of the feelings that are in The Great Turn, and so I could share with you how it's coming right now. And so the character is now got an eye field all around it, Now, Tool fans will recognize this from the fear inoculum eye tunnels that's all over that album. And this was mapped on a tunnel design that I imagined that Matt Santoro, the computer artist genius, was able to map onto this and use it in the animation and in the art of fear inoculum. Now, when I saw those spirals and I saw how cool it was, I felt like this is the ground, you know, the kind of there's a figure and there's the ground here. And so that was the kind of ground of being, you know, the ground of awareness, this tunnel of awareness that goes all the way to the highest spirit and goes all the way to the lowest depths, you know. So that enabled me, his vision of that enabled me to create a kind of a background that then I'll be laying the energy template sort of around the figure there. So you'll see through the energy template to the eye grid. So you'll see all these different like layers ongoing. There will be more arms, you know, and there will be veins, and it's really only like a third done, you know, it's just beginning really. So I did have a little message I wanted to share that was sent from a medicine man that was channeled from a white eagle in a daime church ceremony on March 16th. So this shaman said, "This moment that humanity is going through now can be seen both as a portal and a hole." I'm gonna take a drink. "The decision to fall into the hole or go through the portal is up to you. If they just regret the problem, consuming the news 24 hours a day with low energy, nervous all the time, pessimism, they will fall into the hole. If you take this opportunity to look at yourself, to rethink life and death, taking care of yourself and others, then you will be crossing the portal. Take care of your home. Take care of your body. Connect to the mediumistic body of your spiritual house. Connect to the egregore of your spiritual house. Body house, mediumistic body, spiritual house, all these are synonymous. When you take care of one, you take care of everything else. Do not lose the spiritual dimension of the crisis, but have the look of the eagle, who from above sees more broadly. There's a social demand in this crisis, but there's also a spiritual demand. The two go hand in hand. Without the social dimension, we fall into fanaticism. Without the spiritual dimension, we fall into pessimism and meaninglessness. You are prepared to go through this crisis. You are prepared to go through this crisis. Have the look, yes. Okay. Take your toolbox. Use all the tools you have at your disposal. Learn about resistance from the indigenous and African peoples. We have always been and exterminated, but we still don't stop singing, dancing, building a fire, and partying. Do not feel guilty about being happy during this difficult time. You do not help at all by being sad and without energy. You help if good things emanate to the universe now. It's through joy that one resists. Furthermore, when the storm passes, you will be very important in rebuilding this new world. You need to be well and strong. And for that, there is no other way but to maintain a beautiful, cheerful, and luminous vibration. This has nothing to do with alienation.
This is a strategy of resistance. In shamanism, there's a rite of passage called the search for vision. You spend a few days alone in the forest, without water, without food, without protection. When you go through this portal, you get a new view of the world because you have faced your fears, your difficulties. This is what is being asked of you. Let them take advantage of this time to carry out their vision-seeking rituals. What world do you want to build for yourself? For now, this is what you can do. Serenity in the storm. Calm down and pray every day. Establish a routine of meeting the sacred every day. Good things emanate. What you emanate now is the most important thing. And sing, dance, resist through art, joy, faith, and love. I just thought that was a beautiful message from White Eagle during a daime ceremony. Something that has special significance to me, and I hope will connect with you as we progress. I think we'll have check-ins, maybe as I develop the web around this figure and other things. I don't know, Allison, do you think that there's something else?
Has everyone seen the dark sign, the dark tunnel? That's the darker portal. We all have to make that great choice every day, really. Which portal are we going to choose? The one where it's devastating and horrible, or is it the one that's filled with light and love? So I think this is as Alex would say, navigating the turn. Navigating the turn from one portal to the other is the practice that we have to have.
Yeah. Well, I hope that your creative practices can help you navigate the turn in a great turn that we're all going through. One love, everyone.